So, how did you enjoy my April Fool's prank? It was pretty good, huh? Well, actually, it wasn't my idea. It was Repto's idea. Yeah, that guy again. And I actually found it a really cool idea, so I decided to go along with it. And what I did is that, well, maybe you haven't noticed, but I did an English version of the last video. So if you want to check it out, I strongly suggest you do so right now. Because as I said in that version, and I don't think I said it in the French version, but there is going to be a major announcement later in this video. So if you feel like you've missed anything, well, you've missed the English version, the one you can probably understand better, of my fights against Giovanni and Blue. So what I did for the prank, Zubat, level 22, am I in Victory Road or am I in the Rock Tunnel? I know I had a discussion with Repto not long ago about the Victory Road in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum just being flat out too easy because there were still stuff like bronzers and stuff like that in Victory Road in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. But, well, this is definitely not better. Here, Zubat, level 22 Zubat, level 24 Matchok now. I can take those down with really weak attacks like Drill Peck. I wonder, maybe I could have taken that guy down with a peck from Articuno. So Victory Road isn't too hot in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It's not too hot in Red, Blue, and Yellow. And in Gold, Silver, Crystal, well, frankly, there's only one trainer, and that's Silver. So, yeah, I imagine there's only the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald one that's decent. I don't remember anything about it right now, to be honest, but it did have some really cool music. It was cool enough that it actually made it in Brawl. Okay, so now I'm beginning Victory Road, and obviously a lot, and I mean a lot, of random encounters. Okay, level 39 Onyx, that's a bit better. But yeah, that place is complex enough that I am not going to recap what to do here like I did with the Seafoam Islands, because that would be just pointless. You'll just have to look at it with me as we go along. But one thing's for sure, I'm going to get out of this place and head to Indigo Plateau before I go get Moltres, and after that I'm going to backtrack and make a special run dedicated to getting Moltres, because I don't want to be in a severely weakened state from all those random encounters and trainers that I would meet on the way to Moltres, so I'm just gonna make a run for it once I get to Indigo Plateau. Moving on now, I've had someone complain, I don't remember who it was, but someone complained about the lack of epicness in the final video of Ken's Labyrinth. Well, I apologize if the ending wasn't epic enough for you, but really, it's Ken Silverman's fault. It's the guy who designed the game who's at fault here. He put a freaking soda machine in the last level! And I came in with my money maxed out, so what could I do? Just let it sit there and struggle like hell to take down Ken? Because, quite frankly, I don't think I've ever tried to beat Ken without resorting to the soda machine, but I've heard that he's really, really hard, as a final boss should be, if you don't go and use the soda machine. But that's enough talk of LPs that are actually over, and as promised, I am going to give you a quick recap of the first visit to the Sevii Islands in Fire Red and Leaf Green. But before, this puzzle here is interesting. Well, I should say more annoying, because honestly, there are two items and you have the choice of picking one or the other. If you want the other, you've got to either exit the cave or go to the ladder, which is located, well, not far away from here, but there are two trainers in the way, and of course a lot of wild Pokemon in the way as well. So as I said, quite annoying, and so are those level 24 Machops. Hate how they're so under-leveled, though that means I can just take them down with Peck and not waste any PP on my bigger moves, since I'm going to need these for trainers. So yeah, the Sevii Islands. once you've defeated Blaine and you get out of his gym, Bill invites you to follow him to a boat that takes you to the first of the Sevii Island. That is One Island. Yeah, real creative name there. They're all called like that. One Island through 7 Island. There are 7 of them. Well, 9 if you include those that contain Lugia, Who, and Deoxys, but whatever. So once you get to One Island, Bill introduces you to his friend Celio, who's trying to connect his PC storage system with Bill's. But since the Sevii Islands are quite far away from Kanto, well, he can't really connect the two, so he needs Bill's help to do so, and the two send you to go around the first 3 islands while they try to do something about it. Now there are 2 things to do. First things first would be catching Moltres. North of One Island, there's another island with a mountain called Mount Ember. Yeah, another really creative name. So you go there and catch Moltres, and that means it comes significantly earlier than in Red, Blue, and Yellow, which means you get a lot more time to level it up. Of course, leveling it up in Giovanni's gym is out of the question, though since we just saw the gym and there were not too many ground Pokemon, so I guess it's not as bad as it could have been otherwise. But here in Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get Moltres like at the last minute before the Elite Four. So you know all those rare candies and vitamins I've been stocking up on? Well, I'm gonna use them all on Moltres, so I can at least bring it up to speed with the rest of the team before I begin fighting the Elite Four. But back to the Sevii Islands, the other thing to do is... I don't think you can hear it, but my cell phone's ringing right now. You know what? Screw that. I'm going to let it ring, and once this video's over, I'm going to take a little break and listen to the message, if there is one. But, yeah, as for the Sevii Islands, the other thing to do is that Bill asks you to deliver a meteorite to a guy on 2 islands. So you go to 2 Island, you meet the guy, and he's freaking out because his daughter's missing. So he asks you to look all over 3 Island for his daughter, since that's where she's supposed to be. And just then there's a biker barging in the house, and he asks whether this is 3 Island or not, and the guy answers, "No, you idiot, this is 2 Island!" So the biker backs off and goes on his merry way. But what was that about? So you go to 3 Island to try and figure it out, and you find that the town is being assaulted by a bunch of bikers. So you beat them all one by one, and once you've beaten them all, they all back off humiliated, and the villagers thank you and all, and now you have to go in the woods that are deep on the island in order to find the guy's daughter, who is being attacked by a Hypno. So you beat up the Hypno, find the daughter, bring her back to her father, and then you can deliver the meteorite to the guy, because that was the guy you had to deliver the meteorite to, as it turns out. And once you've done that and caught Moltres, you can go back to Bill and move on to the final gym. Okay, so that does it for the Sevii Islands recap. So now it's time for the big announcement. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Well, the announcement is that once this LP is over, I'm going to take a little break of a few weeks, and after that I'm going to start working on 3 LPs at various points this summer. First one is going to be Sonic 3D Blast, the Genesis version, not the Saturn version, though there's not much of a difference between the two. The Saturn has different music and better graphics too, but that's about it. Second is going to be Super Mario Bros. 3, the king of 8-bit gaming. Who doesn't remember this game fondly? And the third one is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on NES. No, actually, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking around. The third LP is going to be Pokémon Crystal.